Last time on My Hero Academia, Endeavor went beyond, plus ultraed his way to frying All for One to a total crisp. But All for One has more up his sleeve than he let on, and though his body might die, he still has something else in the works. Is it simply that Shigaraki is the other vessel, or is there more to what All for One has planned? Join me as I might find out in this chapter, shall we? Alright, My Hero Academia, number 358. The guy who made some progress. What? Alright, so we see the floating UA school, which is still wild to see, that looks like it's being utterly decimated by Shigaraki doing a full-on Akira. Just ew. It's so ew. Shigaraki's just riding on masses of his own flesh, and it's really icky. As Shigaraki chases around the hero saying, "So all you can do is flee?" Ooh, Sun Eater is hit by one of the masses of fleshy fingers that he sent flying. Hato sees this, screams out for Sun Eater, but then notices she's about to get hit, defends against the attack with a powerful blast of her own energy. It's obvious it's a bit of a struggle. Ooh, but it looks like she was attacked from the other side or behind or above by one of the other masses that she sent flying. You see Best Genus doing his best Tarzan impersonation, just sliding on the fabric vines, I guess you could call it, as he screams out to the others, "Keep on your toes! We have to keep moving!" Oh, jeez. "Lest he swallows us up, continue to evade and target his core!" And you see Genus, as he's whipping around, he grabs Bakugo, flinging him out of the way. You see Mariko running around along one of the fleshy tendrils as well. It's a wild scene. It's going to be interesting to see this animated. And it's either Edshot or Best Genus who says, "Their surging hands are surely a massive threat, but in exchange, he's forsaken that mobility reminiscent of All Might." It's probably Best Genus saying that. And you see Edshot in his little needle thread form or whatever, just piercing through the flesh, racing throughout it, and Edshot using his Ninpo, pulp, thread, throttle. I guess what he's doing is he's just like wrapping through some of it and trying to cut off some of the flesh. Ew. But then more of it just grows back. Edshot says he asserts that this is not the doing of quirks, but rather simple growth, a dubious claim. And Shigaraki, standing off to the side, says, "The more the all-for-one quirk takes root within me, the more my body adapts to the legion of stockpiled quirks within, along with various environmental factors. My body is searching, groping around for its ideal form. Understand, Shinya Kamahara? That Edshot's real name? Yeah, he's definitely talking like All for One. With this body and this power, all will come to rest in the palm of my hand, giving rise to a world of my own, or one beyond me entirely. Appearance, form, function, for a world split beyond any hope of a status quo. All that awaits is schism and destruction. These massive disparities give rise to incomprehension, and that lack of understanding, in turn, leads to dread and rejection. That's the present state of the world, no? But under my rule, all will be united as the exploited class. All will be equal. Don't heroes yearn for world peace? Is it that hard to imagine actually taking a step towards that? Yeah, he's definitely talking like All for One. Just wants to create a world where he's just on top. You see Bakugo making his way across the appendages, almost like it's a video game. And Bakugo screams out, "Look, I don't know if that's Shigaraki or All for One droning on right now." And he looks back to whatever's on his back, like nanomachines forming up into something. And he thinks, all this exercise helped me to stock up more than enough. Sweat, he probably means. Time to whip out what the support course made for me. Ooh, does he have like projectiles now? And Bakugo screams out, Either way, I'm about to hurl from hearing it. Ever since Camino, nothing but yap, yap, yap. Oh, it is projectiles! You just see these masses of guns just on Bakugo's back, probably fueled by his own sweat. Suppressive heavy mobile unit. Strafe Panzer. And Bakugo screams, hope you're ready to be swishies! And then it's just daka 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 everywhere. And Bakugo screams out, gotta destroy his real body! All of us, together! And you see Mirako running along, and she says, what, as a team? And Bakugo thinks about everybody who's aiding in all of this. He thinks, while Monoma and Sensei still have got his quirks locked down with Erasure, while Kaminari's team is still keeping this area powered up, while Yaoyorozu and them are still replacing the ground to stand on. And then Bakugo has this solemn look. He thinks back to Shigaraki's words, and that lack of understanding, in turn, leads to dread and rejection. Bakugo thinks back to that moment with the sludge monster in Chapter 1, I think, where Deku, without a quirk, still went in to go and try to save him, where Deku seemed to think Bakugo's eyes were saying help without him even having to say anything. That's actually an interesting thing for Bakugo to think about. And then he screams at All for One. You want to talk about some big disparity, lack of understanding, dread? Guess what? I've long since taken all that crap to heart. And Vegeta sees Bakugo just raging against the mass of flesh from Shigaraki, and Vegeta cries out to Bakugo, but Bakugo continues saying, and I've seen a real step toward progress with all that. It might take time, but some people I know are trying to push forward. Thanks anyway, but you can shove your sermon, you nutsack-faced handyman. Oh my god. Blessings upon the translator for that. You nutsack-faced handyman. Oh. And Vegeta cries out, great explosion murder god dynamite. It's Vegeta acknowledging Bakugo finally, and Getus remembers what Bakugo said before. All I want to know is how much punch my new cluster moves are packing. Taking on one for all is just another box to tick on the path to Shigaraki and All for One. And Bakugo unleashes his ultimate move, Howitzer Impact Cluster! Where it's the same Howitzer Impact where he's just spinning because of his explosions right at his target, but now there's just shots firing off at random all over the place. It's a pretty dynamic scene, all things considered. I don't think it's going to take down Shigaraki, but it really looks like it's about to hurt. Now, I was hoping to get more from All for One, but this was a pretty good moment. Dude, this was pretty good. Bakugo really stepping up. It's like, with this chapter paired with the last, it's back-to-back jerks doing heroic shit. Between Endeavor and Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. It's a pretty dynamic shit going on here. This was pretty fun. And for this to be Bakugo's support weapon, just a support item that basically is just guns. That's about right. That's pretty cool. Not a bad chapter. The guy who's made some progress. Yep, that would be Bakugo. Really cool and dynamic imagery. Horikoshi never fails when it comes to artwork. That's the thing. Yeah, nothing real else to say about that. Except, what do you think about Bakugo's new support item? Do you think he's gonna do some major damage to Shigaraki? And how long before things kind of go tits up? And still, what do you think Deku encountered as he was flying across the ocean to get to this event? Because it's not like this is going to, end with the triumph of Bakugo. Not before Deku reaches there, but that would be pretty ballsy to have Bakugo end things with Shigaraki before Deku even gets there, but I don't see that happening. Not to mention, Bakugo seems to be saying it's just hey, I need your help in this. Let's do this together. So if anything, maybe Bakugo is more creating a distraction so that the others can go in and get Shigaraki from the sides. Do a bit of a pincer move. See, now, that would be smart on terms of Bakugo, and really show development in him just acting as distraction as everyone else goes in for the big attack. Kind of like during the versus class 1B situation. See, I wish we saw more of that. Like, the students of class 1A using what they learned from their battles against class 1B, and even some of the kids from 1B using those abilities and what they learned from those fights and bringing it into the field. I feel like that would help a lot of people who don't really care for the school stuff, which is so weird in a series called My Hero Academia. It's just like, guys, I'm sorry, that's literally the title of the series. But I feel like more stuff like that, our heroes putting their lessons into practice, that would just be something that really brings a lot of things full circle. Because let's be honest, Kaminari just charging shit and Yaoyorozu just making shit is just like, that's the standard of what we expect to see from them. It's great that it takes everyone to serve a function to take down Shigaraki, but I don't know, if this is all we get from them during the course of all of this, it's a little weak. But again, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, bell, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye!